All right, it is 9 a.m. on Tuesday, and we are officially starting our Tuesday meeting where we practice our presentation skills on live video and web-based formats. So my name is Marty Dickinson with HereNextYear.com, and we're going to do something a little bit different today, where I am going to have one of our regular guests, one of our regular, I'm going to call him a member. I mean, all of you who are participating in these weekly meetings are considered members. I mean, there's no fee for this. This is a free meeting you're joining, and we are all working together to build those skills. One of those skills that needs hosting the event. So that is what you're going to see today. We're going to have our first member, other than me, lead the meeting as the host, and that is going to be Peter Brissett. So Peter, I am going to give control of this meeting to you, and you are on. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, Marty. Appreciate that. So let me give you a kind of a breakdown of what we're going to do today. First of all, again, the reason we're doing this is to improve our skills on using live video presentations, and learning how to teach, train, market our business, grow our businesses, and do this in a much more effective way. So we're here to learn, we're here to practice, we're here to give feedback and positive suggestions on how we improve. So that's why we're meeting here today. And one of the things that I've been reminded of in doing this is just how different from regular public speaking this is. Yes, I am talking and people are listening, but the way that I move, my energy level, all these things are a little bit different than how I experience speaking in a room. So there's more things going on. There's all this technology going on around us at the same time. So you do need to practice it, and you do need to work on it differently than just how we do public speaking. So it's been a lot of fun working on that. So I want to introduce kind of the program today and what we're going to be doing. The first thing we're going to do is have Marty give his showcase, which will be 5 minutes long. Steve today is going to be doing the evaluation of Marty's presentation. Yep. Hi, Steve. Joe Sabah is here today. He's going to be joining us right after Marty's showcase and give us the tip of the day here in just a few minutes. Hi, Joe. So I'll introduce you here in a couple of minutes so that you can give us the tip of the day. Then we're going to do our round robins. The round robins is a quick 20-minute introduction of our business, and 20 seconds. Everybody goes around, gets a chance to speak, and then we're going to do an evaluation of, there's also an evaluation of the tip of the day as well. Dana today is our awe counter. She's going to be counting the ahs and ums and so's. Don't count mine yet, okay? Kidding. Fine. I know I had a few there. Just mark them down. That's good. Oh, no. The other one that we've added for this in particular thing, so when I'm speaking and I'm presenting, I have to look at my camera. It's like I'm talking to you. I'm making eye contact with the camera. So we've got Dana, who is tracking the eye contact. Hi, Dana. Thank you. And so she's going to track that for the different presenters and give us a report on that as well. So that's kind of the meeting agenda that we're going to follow here today. And we'll try to keep things moving along and quickly so we can finish in a timely fashion. Sound good?
I can't.
Great. Awesome. All right, so we're going to get started then today with our first speaker. And Marty is our showcase speaker. He started his first internet business in 1996. Was there an internet then? I don't remember.
Yeah, Al Gore created it, of course.
And that's right. And provided web marketing services for the next 20 years, what truly propelled his business. What was 8 years after startup when he finally wrote his first book. here to share his story within 5 minutes. Welcome, Marty Dickinson.
Thank you, Peter. And so again, my name is Marty Dickinson with HereNextYear.com. And yep, I started my business 20 years ago. I started on the internet. And the first thing that we started was a membership website for musicians before there was even a term membership. We weren't even sure what to call it, but we called it musicmates.com, and we started a membership, and that was enough so that on the very day that I was given a promotion at work in my corporate sales job, I had to turn it down because we were making too much money on the web and I wanted to pursue it full time. So that paved the way for us to take on clients because our own participants would hire us to help with their web marketing since we were doing so well. And I had to start a company somewhere along the line just for services for that. And so they called me one day and they said, well, Marty, we'd like to hire you to help with our web marketing, but how do we know you're going to be around in 6 months? Apparently that was one of the big problems back then in 1996 was to retain someone that you actually found that could do the job. So I searched around for a name and finally came up with Here Next Year. So that's where the name was born, if anybody was curious about that. And, you know, a long time went by before I really started to make any headway with Here Next Year as a services business. And it was because of Joe Sabah, actually, who is on this call, that really propelled me to that next level, because it was him through CIPA, the Colorado Independent Publishers Association, who convinced me to write a book. And this, I really had to dig to find this. This might be the only one left in existence. It's called Winning the Internet Dogfight. And I had to produce this thing all by myself. And what we did was I started writing the book after I began giving workshops. I gave my very first workshop, again, before I started writing the book. And who happened to be in the room when I was giving that first workshop but Joe Sabah. And here he was. I told him this weekend, I mean, by far, he was the oldest guy in the whole room. And I thought, this guy's not going to get what I'm talking about. These other people, oh yeah, they're potential clients for me. But Joe, nah, I don't even know who this guy is. Well, everybody left the room, and Joe stood up, and at the end of my presentation, he said, Marty, we have to talk. So he and I wound up doing 15 workshops together, and the first 4 sold out within 48 hours of us starting to promote. And what was I selling, of course, but I was teaching people my Winning the Internet Dogfight method. I didn't even have the book written yet. But I did these workshops, and we earned enough money that I was able to prepay for all my printing. I got 1,000 books that I ordered. Again, all on my own. Took 6 weeks to get the books in, and it took me a couple weeks just to write the book because I had all these orders for people, and they were saying, where the hell's my book? And I didn't even have it written yet. So I had to learn how to write a book very, very fast. Well, that launched in 2004. So that one book really paved the way for a heck of a lot more clients. It got me into the authors arena. So I started creating websites and doing web marketing for authors and speakers. And that became my niche for years and years and years. Well, here we are 20 years into that process. And I'm going to say, thankfully, that I am semi-retired from the web marketing services business. I've converted Here Next Year entirely into a website to promote this, what we are doing, a forum for us to practice our presentation skills in a web-based format like this. I'm creating a curriculum for how we can go through step-by-step sequentially experiencing different kinds of presentations along the way. So one of those things that we're going to be working with in that curriculum is using things like visual aids. I mean, who says we can't hold up a book and show people? Who says that we can't? This is one of my favorites. You recognize the dog, anybody, from when you met me at networking or other workshops? I always brought this with me. This is a giant picture of this dog. And I even gave this dog a name. His name was Action. So for years, every place I went in networking, I would bring this picture with me, and I'd say, remember, next time you find yourself procrastinating or not getting things done, remember this face, Action. So people would call me months after, and they'd say, well, I can't remember what you do, but you're the guy with the dog, right? So it's very sticky. So if I'm going to inspire anything today, I want to encourage everyone to start trying to use some kind of visual aid in their videos instead of just talking, being a talking head. In National Speakers Association, that's the one thing that everybody I talk to hates about webinars and doing live video, is that we're always just a talking head. So there has to be something to break it up. You have to use a cup, or I've got my t-shirt where I can showcase r50books.com. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. I have in the background here what I call my why wall, which is a picture of my kids and my wife, and where I really want to be spending more time is that one right up there, skiing through the woods at Steamboat. So you always have to incorporate things into your visual. Let's see. So that is my presentation for today. And just to end it, I will say that my elevator pitch these days, which everyone will be going through, a 20-second delivery, is that I am now focusing on book writing and creating books for other people, business owners that just can't seem to get the book out of them. So if you know anybody that has been working on a book for years and years and they just can't seem to get out of their system, have them give me a call, because I can create from concept to Kindle a book for them in less than a month. It doesn't have to be less than a month, but it can be done if you really need to get there that far. I'm actually finding that target time now is about 6 weeks, and I can go into detail about why that's the best number at another time. But r50books.com is the website for that. Again, r50books.com, and my name is Marty Dickinson, saying bye for now.
Yay! Can we need to have like crowd noise and
they can't, they're muted. I had to mute everybody. But I
awesome. I wonder if there's an app. We could get an app on our phone and just play it in the microphone. Awesome. Great. So thank you so much for that, Marty. Great to hear that history. And certainly Joe Sabah's impacted a lot of people's lives, and mine as well. So speaking of Joe Sabah, Joe is here to give us a tip of the day. Joe, do you want to give us your tip?
In 2 words, only 2 words, everybody. Speakers speak. They don't Twitter, they don't Facebook, they don't LinkedIn, they speak. Minimum twice a week. My calendar has to have at least 2 items a week on it. Because this week, October 2016, starts my 38th year, How to Speak for Fun and Profit. How to Speak for Fun and Profit. At the bottom here, you're going to notice every week there's a seminar going on here. Peter, this year I got to be 85.
Congratulations.
And when people ask, what keeps you going, Joe? I look at my calendar and I say, I ain't done yet. It's not a laughing matter, Marty. Peter, that's the truth. My mom made it to 99. Well, my sister and I are going for 100. When I talked to her last week in North Carolina, he says, when we get to 100, Joe, let's rethink it. So that's what I'm going to do, is to rethink my life at 100. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale made it to 96, writing 37 books. His wife, Ruth Stafford Peale, made it to 104. George Burns made it to 99. Art Linkletter, same thing there. Speakers live longer.
That is so true. That's awesome. It's because they're pursuing their passion.
And if you have something on your calendar, you got to be here for it.
That's right. Awesome.
One of the things I'm doing tomorrow morning, no, this morning, if you're in Denver Metro this morning, I'll be over at Perkins from 11 to 1 doing a lunch and learn. A lunch and learn is simply 2 hours where we have lunch and we learn how to create speech titles that sizzle and sell. If you don't have a speech title that sizzles and sells, work on it. Work on it at lunch today for free. So that's what keeps me going, Peter. I'm just so blessed to be able to count 85, next month 85 and a half.
That's awesome, Joe. Thank you so much. I've gotten so much out of your workshops over the years as well. And if you guys have not been to any of his workshops, I encourage you to do it. You're going to learn just so many things that are just the basics and how to do them the right way. And it doesn't have to be complicated. We overcomplicate things too much. Joe makes it really simple for you, and it's stuff you can take and use immediately to improve your business. So thank you so much for your tip, Joe. Appreciate that.
My pleasure.
All right, so open evaluation of the tip. Who would like to give Joe some feedback on his delivery and presentation of the tip of the day? What did you like? What might he improve on?
I will. I will, and I want to say especially to begin, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Judy. There's a very short list of people who are responsible for my even being alive. Joe and Judy Sabah are at the top of that list of the reasons that I'm even alive today. Once I found a reason to stay alive, Joe has helped me to build a foundation on which I've built an awful lot of the rest of the work that I do to help other people around the world. Joe, thank you so very, very much, and keep going for the next 15 years. Well, teach what you have. As far as valuation, I can't possibly find anything wrong with it because Joe is my teacher and I do everything he says, so I know he wouldn't tell us anything wrong or anything bad. And I appreciate everything that I have learned from all of the workshops I have been to that Joe has done over the years. I may not have incorporated all of it yet, but that's my issue. Procrastinators procrastinate. So something I have to deal with. But thank you very much, Joe. I very much appreciated the presentation you did this morning. Awesome as always.
I'd like to throw in a suggestion for you, Joe. Your voice comes across very clear, so you don't have to worry about how you sound on a web-based system. You look great. You don't have to worry about how you look on a web-based system. The only suggestion I have actually is that, and this is something I'm trying to remind myself of too, when you're promoting something, you always have to say your website URL twice. Now, I can see Joe Sabah on the screen. I can see the word Joe Sabah spelled out. So that's a plus with this system. But on any other system, you might not have that. So I'd say at the beginning, say, hi, I'm Joe Sabah. My website is joesabah.com, JOESABAH.com. And then at the end, say it again. So that way you're not saying it too often, but it's at the beginning so people hear it. And then after they hear why they need to visit your website, you're telling them again. So always twice in a presentation, even if it's a 20-second elevator pitch.
That's why I'm here, Marty. I ain't done yet.
That's for sure.
Good.
Good tip.
Any other tips, folks?
I find Joe very distracting because he's so good looking.
Yes. Yep. I hope I look that good at 85. I hope I look that good at like 60.
I have one question. Joe had mentioned giving a call to action about Perkins today, and I'm wondering, is there only one Perkins, or is it?
There are 6 Perkins in Colorado. This one's at I-25 and
Colorado?
Colorado, that's the one. Another tip, Peter.
Yeah.
every city has either a Perkins or Nag and I have free meeting rooms. Call and reserve a room and pack it with as many people as you want. As long as they buy a meal or something to drink, the room is yours for free.
Yep. Great tip. All right, excellent. Well, thank you guys. Thank you again, Joe, for joining us today and giving the tip of the day. And thank you guys for the feedback. So I think we're going to go ahead and start our round robin. And this is the time where you get to give 20 seconds, quick introduction of your business and your little elevator speech. So I'm just going to go down the list and I'll just call your name. Dana,
Hi there. I'm Dana Morgan Barnes, and I'm
Yes.
Coach Dana Inspires, which is CoachDanaInspires.com. And I have written a book, and it is launching this week. The name of the book is Health and Wellness Journey, Creating a Plan That Works After All Other Attempts Have Failed. And
Awesome.
so if you know anybody, maybe yourself or someone dear and near to you, who's struggling with being healthy, not necessarily overweight. It's not a pant size. It's not how you look necessarily. It is how you feel and your ability to do the things you love to do. So tell that person to contact me and to buy my book, and that is CoachDanaInspires.com.
Awesome. Great job. All right, Dana, number 2.
My name is Dana Cicatello. I do male-female communication interaction. I teach men and women how to listen to each other, how to speak to each other, and how to work together at home and in a marriage and also in the workplace. My website is currently being rebuilt, so I'm not ready to give out the web address this morning.
Okay, Eve.
Okay, my coaching system enables small business owners and entrepreneurs to overcome their fear of public speaking, the courage and skills needed to successfully themselves as experts in their field, including taste. And I have been teaching public speaking at colleges, Front Range, and CU Boulder for about 4 years now, and I've been a member of Toastmasters for about 4 years, and so I'm well versed in how to coach students, how to coach people to overcome their fear of public speaking.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Lori.
Hi, I'm going to try to keep the noises down here, but I can't seem to turn off my phone ringing. I've got it on Do Not Disturb, and now they're cutting down trees around my condo.
Got it all going today.
Hoping to avoid this company. I'm really unprepared, so I'm just going to shoot from the hip. It's just been such a busy time, but I just want to say I'm really glad you're doing this, and it's an amazing timeliness for me because I just connected with 2 other women in other parts of the country who may be on future gatherings like this, and we're creating webinars for teachers using the approach that we use in our individual practices. So I'm the therapist of the 3 women. They're more educators. And we're approaching schools and administrators to share what is known as the 3 principles, where we share our understanding of mind, thought, and consciousness. It looks like you're having trouble hearing me. Are you, Marty?
No. Go ahead.
Oh,
We're
okay.
good.
I'll keep going then. So I'm just shooting from the hip, just telling you where I'm at in this process. I've also written a book that had been in the process about a decade, and because I'm a marriage and family therapist, I work with couples and relationships. And about 9 years into the project, I realized that I need a co-author. So with my co-author, this book has gone really to such a level I could never accomplish on my own. And the title is The Secret of Love, Unlock the Mystery, Unleash the Magic. I love the title.
Great title.
It took forever, you know, we just were brainstorming, and then when all those words came together, that's it, you know. So that's in the editing process. I'm sure you can help me with that. It sounds like, Marty.
Great.
I had no idea when I was joining here next year that you would be offering the very things that I'm needing help with.
Sometimes things work at the perfect time.
Yep. Great. Thank you, Lori, for that. Appreciate it.
I guess should I give my website?
Please,
absolutely.
Website.
It's the number 3, principlestherapy.com.
Great.
There's a couple of videos on there, and I really need help creating these YouTube videos because I get really lost in what I'm saying. So thanks again.
Good deal. All right, so I kind of got out of order, but I'm going to go ahead and have Steve. Steve's going to give his kind of 20-second intro, and then go ahead and do his evaluation of Marty's showcase speech. All right? Over to you, Steve.
Okay. Steve Zabronsky, Dr. Z, and my website is housecallsbydrz.com, and I help people with help people cure. Help people cure headaches naturally, without drugs or without NSAIDs and things that cause various side effects and problems like that. And for Marty's evaluation, Marty was very polished. He certainly looked very good up there. Looked at the camera the whole time. I didn't really see him wander off. His energy was good. Right away he started with, he brought things up. He didn't fall for the, he didn't come down. At one point, maybe in the middle, it was a little low, but he immediately brought things right back up. As I say, his eye contact was good, and his intonations were good. He always, he would change his tones and be able to just really help keep the interest that way. As for negatives, there weren't really many, but obviously there were some issues right at the beginning. And as Peter pointed out last week, I agree with him that I think it's a good idea to, when someone's doing the main presentation, to have them muted, to have the group muted, because as you noted, it's very distracting for the speaker. And also, Marty mentioned something about interjecting, but I don't really think people will be interjecting during that main speech, or unless I'm wrong. I don't. But
That's a good point. Yep.
I agree.
And I didn't see any really major problems. Maybe, pretty new at this, but, basically I thought it was great. He really informed. He made some good points. I liked his point about using visual aids, which I think is very, makes a lot of sense, and how it, so you're not just a talking head. And thank you, Marty.
Good job, Steve. Thanks.
Good. Very good feedback, Steve. Thank you for that.
So we are just really going in a terrific direction. This is just a blast. I wasn't sure how it was going to happen or how it would build, but I'd encourage you. I think we're ready. If you talk to people that there's always somebody out there that we talk to that is trying to get more involved in video. Maybe they've been invited to participate as a guest on a webinar and they turned it down because they were too nervous or they didn't have confidence in what they would present. All those are important. Find those people and bring them onto this call. We could have as many as 50 on this call at the same time. Good. Well, let's wrap up this meeting. I hope to see everybody on this call next week. The same bat time, same bat channel, 9 o'clock every Tuesday. And we will continue practicing our presentation skills on live video and web-based platforms. This is Marty Dickinson with HereNextYear.com saying bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks, Marty.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Thank you.